Okay. Hey, you guys, it's your girl Aquila coming straight at you from Diva-Villege. My mind, my thoughts. Today's topic is, and I hate to say it, but today is my last show. Before I start, I want to say today's show is sponsored by the Saturday Morning Wake Up and the Beauty Cave, which also the host of the Beauty Cave is going to co-host with me tonight on the show. But tonight's show is titled "After the End of a Relationship, Can We Still Be Friends?" Some people say yes, some people say no. I don't know, but we're going to find out in just a second. Let me bring my guest in. Hey, August, how are you?
Hi, Aquila.
August, introduce yourself.
Hi, what's up, everyone? My name is August Styles. I'm the co-host of The Beauty Cave. I'm glad and happy to be here.
Now, let me give you a little background about August. I met August when I went on the Saturday Morning Wake Up. You guys saw that show. Some of you guys were calling in and everything. She was there. She had my back. So when the guys were trying to attack me, she was right there on it. Hey, Ed, I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that you didn't have to work tonight. Ed, let's get busy. Let's get this started. So the title of my show tonight, and I'm very excited because it's the last show for the season. But not only is it the last show for the season, it's going to be an epic show. Why? Because I have somebody who's just as energetic as I am to have this conversation with. So I called her this morning. I'm like, hey, August, I just got this show together, and I thought about you. Would you like to come and be on the show? Here we are.
Yep, just like that.
So the top of the show again is, after a relationship, can we still be friends? So in your opinion, August, what do you think?
I personally believe that you can. If you're mature enough to, you can. There's no reason why not. I'm friends with all of my exes except for my ex-fiance. So, I mean, if
Really?
you're mature, you can. Why not?
Well, I asked a couple of people. Some people say yes, some people say no. You said something important. You said it depends upon if you are a mature person.
Yeah.
Me, hey Denise, how are you? I'm a bit petty. I don't think that I've reached that point yet where I can be friends with an ex.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's different reasons. And my thing is, you're an ex for a reason.
Right, that's true.
And it depends upon how you ended the relationship. So let's start out with my first point. My first one is making a clean break. So when you break up with that person, is it a clean break, or did you wait until it gets like really, really toxic? And now that it's crazy, and now let's end the relationship. What do you think?
Now that's a good point because there's a lot of people, and I've been in a relationship like that. Some people don't know how to break up with others. So they'll pick a fight to find a reason to say, you know what, I don't want to be with you anymore.
Yes,
And they'll make it worse than whatever the situation is. And
exactly.
now I don't like you. Like, I really don't like you anymore. You don't like me. So,
And I don't like you either.
right.
But you know what? Now, that's the worst way to have it, because when it gets down to the point where you really, really hate that person, it's over. It's a wrap. There's no friendship. There's no coming back from that or anything.
Exactly.
So if you see that things are not working out, maybe it's best to say, you know what, babe, let's take this break. You know what? Because I don't think this is going to work out.
Right, right. And people should be able to do that.
If, like you said, they are mature enough, they are
Right.
able to do this right here. Lisa says, it depends upon the situation. You're right, Lee. It does depend upon the situation. It's like it depends upon what was the reason that caused you to actually break up. I mean, if it's something petty, like some people say, okay, he cheated on me, she cheated on me, so now it's toxic, it's messed up. It's over. I can't do anything else for you. But then there's other people that say, I just fell out of love, or we fell out of love, and it's over.
Right, right.
So I mean, it depends upon how you look at it.
And that's what makes it easier to still be friends. Because you can still have love for someone.
Yeah.
You don't have to be in love with them anymore. And if we just realize we're different and we don't no longer match. So let's just break up. We could still be cool if that's okay with you. But if I get another relationship now, you have to know your boundaries. You can't, because now the person that I'm with is gonna have to feel comfortable with me still talking to you.
And that's the thing. A lot of people are not comfortable with their current person still being friends with their ex.
Right.
And it depends on, again, like you said, one most important is knowing your boundaries.
Exactly.
So if you know that, okay, we're no longer together, but we want to be friends. So if you see me with my significant other, don't act crazy and walk up to me and you're hugging and kissing. And no, baby, stay in your lane. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Exactly. Because now you that's not respectful at all, and you know that, especially we're adults. You know that that's not respectful. You know that I'm with someone, especially even if you don't know, and I have to introduce you.
Yes.
You should know, like, okay, this is someone I don't know. That might be someone that she's with now, and be able to carry the conversation, right, and fall back.
So this is another thing right here. Okay, you break up with somebody, okay, you're over it, he's not over it, or vice versa. So the person feels, okay, you know what? If I just wait and give this person a little time, we can get back together.
That happens. Those are the worst breakups. Especially when one person, oh, excuse me, I bit my tongue. Especially when one person is already like over it.
Right.
And the next person feels that I can do anything to change what they didn't like about me. So hopefully we can get back together. And they still try little things. Sometimes that's a turn off. Now I don't even want to really be your friend.
Because now you're trying too hard.
Yeah.
You're right. I mean, people say, okay, well, you know what? He didn't like the way that I dressed. I'm going to change. I'm going to dress different. I'm going to fix my hair different. But that wasn't what it was. It was something else altogether. Now, he might have said, I don't like your hair, how you dress. But that wasn't the reason for the breakup.
No, something else.
A lot more than that. You know what I'm saying? So people think, you know what? So if I just do what he said. No. Why are you going to change yourself? Why are you going to become submissive to something that may never even happen at all?
And that's very important, because I was who I am when you got with me.
Exactly.
And if that's the reason for us to break up, then so be it.
It is what it is. So it goes back to what you were saying before also about knowing your boundaries. Yeah. So I don't want to be with you anymore. Get that through your head. I don't
how you want say it, Aquila, that's how you would have told your exes. Get it through your head. I don't
listen, it's over. Move on. But people have to know their boundaries. Okay, so now I don't want to be bothered anymore. But you are still not in that frame of mind that I'm in. So when you see me and you see me with the next one, you got to respect that. You know what I'm saying? Know your place, fall back. You know what? Because for one, like you were saying before, now you're going to really make me hate you now, because now you're seeing that I'm with somebody, but you're not respecting me nor my space, because now you stepping over in my lane and now you're making me real mad.
Right. Like when you invited me to do this show, I posted on my Instagram as a question, and a lot of people said, you can still be friends after a breakup if you have time to reflect. And a lot of people, like you stated, don't know their boundaries, and they have to get time to reflect on what happened, and you still don't know what buttons to push, and we're still not together, and this is the reason. So
exactly. So like Lisa is saying, if it didn't work the first time, it's not going to happen the second time. It's definitely not going to happen the second time if you don't know what happened the first time.
Right. If you're not getting it.
James said, but she was still picking up your cell phone and text you back. Okay. So if somebody's still picking up your cell phone and texting you back, you have control of that. So if you say to a person, I don't want to be bothered anymore, you have control of that. There's a thing on your phone called block. I block people all the time on my phone. So if you don't want to be bothered, come on. So how can you say to a person, I don't want to be bothered with you, but every time that person calls, you pick up the phone. Every time that person texts, you text that person back. Those are called mixed signals.
That I was thinking that's definitely mixed signals. But do you think, and I'm playing devil's advocate, that maybe some people, for some people it's hard to just let go. So even though I don't want to be with you, I can't just let you go, because what if you need me? I'm still there to help you. How do you just cut that person off?
Okay, now Denise just said not all exes are easy to let go, which is true. So now what happens now, in my opinion, remember my mind, my thought, what happens now is that person becomes a crutch. You become dependent on that person. So now you can't move forward or do anything else because you feel without this person, you're not going to be able to make that move. You know what I'm saying? You sick and you need to go to the hospital. I can't go to the hospital until he comes here and he helps me. You are dead, especially if it's on my side, because if that's the only way you going to the hospital, you're dead because you're not going to the hospital. So again, it comes back to sending mixed signals. Because they haven't, you're right, Lisa, because they haven't let go either. You're right. You cannot send mixed signals to people, making them thinking you don't want to be with them, but then at the same time, you're making yourself available.
Well, if you're not ready to let go, then you guys shouldn't be friends, because that can ruin the friendship. And if you call yourself moving on into a new relationship, that can ruin your new relationship.
I agree. Here's another one for you guys. You have to ignore what other people are saying, because there are some people that are going to tell you, oh no, you shouldn't be friends with that person. And then there is somebody that's going to tell you that you shouldn't be friends with that person. Let me know what you think about that, August.
Mind your business. You have to tell people. Just like you have to have your own mind in your relationship, and you can't become dependent on someone else. You have to be your own mind and within yourself. You have to have your own mind within yourself. You can't listen to, in a relationship, you cannot listen to your friends, because they're going to bring their own opinions, and half of the time they're doing what you're doing or worse. And after your relationship, when it comes to arguments, that's why you don't tell people your business.
Say it.
When you start breaking up and you choose, okay, I don't want to be with this person, but I want to be their friend. That's what you choose to do. That's what you choose to do. If it was a mistake, you learn from it. If it's not, you move on from it.
A lot of people make that mistake because what they do, they tell people their business. Everything they do. Every time they have a fight, they got to tell that person. Everything they do, they tell this person, right? Now, when you decide that you want to make up with this person, everybody else is still remembering everything that you said about that person. And they're like, oh, no, don't do this, don't do that, because he's going to do this and he's going to do that.
Right.
Like you said, mind your business.
Mind your business.
and I think that's what happens in a lot of relationships anyway, because people feel that they need somebody to talk to, somebody to confide in. And if you're having a problem in your relationship, I think the person who you should speak to is that person. You guys work that out, because if you don't, again, you tell somebody else. A lot of times people tell you what they think that you want to hear. And if you open up that Pandora's box and ask people for their opinion, whatever they tell you, you can't get mad because you asked for that opinion.
Exactly. You did ask for it. So you're either going to take it or you're not.
James has said, if we break up, I don't want you to talk to my family.
That's so funny. My boyfriend, his mom said, if we were to break up, and she doesn't want us to break up, she loves me, but if we were, I could come over. She doesn't care if I'm around and he has a new girlfriend and they're both over. She's gonna tell me to come over. Too bad.
But you know what though? Now that's like a really, really funny thing too, because okay, say you've been in a relationship with a person for a long time. Yeah. So now that you've been in relationship with this person, Denise says communication is key, which I agree. Now, if you've been in a relationship with this person for a long time, this also means that you've been into a relationship with their family too.
Yeah.
So how do you just end that relationship? Let me see. Deirdre says, they may be waiting in the cut to steal the person from you. Well, you may be right about people's friends. Right. That's why you don't put people in your business.
Yep.
Oh, because you said it best. How you say it, girl? Mind your business.
Mind your business.
But again, when you open up that door to tell people what's going on in your relationship, come on. And then you're right, Deidre. A lot of times people listen to everything that you're saying and they are hoping that you and that person break up. So now you told this person everything that your man don't like. So now when you break up with your man,
they know what he like.
And then they doing everything that you didn't do.
Right. Yep.
See? That's why it says, is there any way to still be friends once the relationship is over? I think that if you take your time and don't force it, I think maybe then you can become friends with each other. But it takes time. I don't think this is something you can just rush into. Like, we break up today and tomorrow you hit me up like, hey, what's going on? Nothing. I mean,
I've been I'm friends, like I said, with all of my exes. The thing is, we were friends first. I don't like to meet people outside. I've met them probably in school or at work or something, which I don't really like to fraternize at work. But anyway, we were friends first, right? And so once we broke up, we realized we're better off as friends. So even though it's like, okay, take it slow, most of the time we didn't break up off of anything bad. So it's like, okay, let's just go back to regular.
But then you guys acknowledged it ahead of time that you were better off as just being friends. So it was easier for you guys just to be friends. James says, I don't want to come home and my ex is sitting in my living room. Okay. Let me tell y'all this right here. Okay. James is my husband, and he would never, ever have to worry about that one happening. It's not going down like that. That you would never have to worry about. People feel that, okay, so now me and him is broke up. Okay. So now he has somebody else. You don't have to be my friend.
Right.
You don't have to be my friend. You are his new girl or whatever, but you and I, we don't have to be friends. And it even goes down to like, as far as like when there's kids involved, you know what I'm saying? You have to be friends so that you can co-parent, but you don't have to be my friend. You know what I'm saying? If we are both mature enough where we can have an understanding, where we can talk and build a relationship as friends, that's cool. But we don't have to be friends. Now, if you are co-parenting, you have to be friends in order to co-parent.
Right. It's a thing of respect. We don't have to be friends, but we have to respect each other. Just like in a working environment or any relationship. You might not get along with everyone, but it's nice to say good morning and hello and keep it moving. So when you're co-parenting, and I don't have kids, I haven't been in this situation, but I know people who have who are co-parenting. When you're co-parenting, you have to communicate for the sake of the children. So even though you are not together and maybe you may not be friends, it's wonderful if you can still be friends while co-parenting. But even if you're not, you have to respect one another so that you can get along for the sake of the kids.
What you said makes a lot of sense. And I think that being friends after you break up and there are kids involved, I think that if the parents are not friends, it really messes things up with the kids too. Because the kids don't know, okay, should I like my mother? Should I like my father? Or should I just leave both of them alone? You know what I'm saying?
Right, so exactly.
It's a really crazy, crazy situation. I think also people should be realistic and know what will and won't and what won't work. Okay, some people say you can be friends. Some people say you can't be friends, but there's a reason why you can't be friends.
Right.
There's a reason. Okay, so we broke up. There was a reason that we broke up, right? So do you think that, okay, so we break up and after about a week, hold on, I got a comment. Billy is saying respect. You want to answer this, August?
there is a reason why you can't be friends, and it goes back to respect, it goes back to communication, and it goes back to what you said about being real. You have to know that you have to be real with yourself, and not only with the other person. You have to know this isn't working out. This might hinder something in my future. This might hinder our relationship further. This might hinder something else. Look, I'm just gonna step back, and I don't have to be with you. I don't have to be friends with you.
I agree.
And respect each other off of that.
And not only that, when it comes down to like social media, okay, so now we're not together. Huh? Why you say that?
And social media is always the problem.
because now, look, we're not together, so you don't have to follow me. I don't have to follow you. You don't have to like what I have. I don't have to like, and we don't have to make any comments. But the thing is, if you know that it's over and you're making comments on this person's page, come on, what do you think the outcome is going to be to that?
And people like to do the subliminal messages back
Yes.
and forth. It's over while we chatting with each other. It makes no sense.
So now you on my Instagram page and you see me there with the next man, and you want to make a comment. Why are you making comments?
Respect, like respect. Keep it to yourself. Respect.
Because I mean, it happens, and I mean, it don't happen to me. But I know people say, you know what, this person broke up, that person broke up, but then the other one is still making comments on their page. What did it say? James says, you have to cut off 100% because old feelings will come back. Okay, that goes to another thing that I have to say. Flirting and hooking up. If it's over, it's over. There's no flirting. You don't take the top off the cookie jar. There's none of that going on. But people like to go places where they feel comfort and convenience. Billy says it's a block party. 100% block. Because how do you tell a man, I don't want to be with you no more? Well, he come to your house 11, 12 o'clock at night, you letting him in, and you already know what's going down.
Yeah. You're not coming in my house at 12 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night. Not only that, I have this thing where, especially if I'm in a relationship, do not call me after 11:30, because I'm in my bed, I'm relaxing, and I'm with the person that I'm with.
Yes.
Now you're intervening in that time, and that's not your time. When I was younger, my mom used to say, if a guy is calling you late, they're calling you for something else. They're not calling you for something productive. And I believe that as an adult. And you shouldn't be doing that when I'm with my man. No.
Well, my grandmother used to tell me back in the day, if a man is coming to you 11, 12 o'clock at night, you know exactly what he's coming for.
Right.
And ain't no booty calls over here. So now we broke up and you can't find nobody else to be with. So you going to come knocking on my door. It's not happening.
Do you really think that you said there's no hanging out? What if it's friendly hanging out? Like, hey, I'm in the area. Let's say Blockheads is around the corner. Let's go and have a drink and some tacos.
But then something like that, you can do that. That's cool. But when it's over, you go this way, I go this way. None of all that other stuff. No reminiscing, trying to bring back old memories. We're not doing all of that. Billy said, if we can't respect each other and my girl's space on social media, you getting blocked. But he But he's right. He's right. He's 100% right. If you know that I'm with somebody and you snooping around, because they have this saying, searching you should find. So if you snooping on my Facebook or you snooping on my Instagram and you see me with someone, you can't get mad. Why? Because we've already broken up. Here's one. Familiar territory and friends. So we have some of the same friends. So since we have some of the same friends, from time to time, we're going to be in the same space. How do you handle that, August?
Well, I have a situation like that. I have an ex, and we have the same friends. I've been a tomboy, so all of my friends are guys, and those are his friends too. And we just know it's the same thing like with boundaries and respect. Like we know that okay, this is our crew. We'll hang out as a crew and do the things that we do. Now, if you're going past that boundary,
Yes.
if we're together, that's not okay. I should be able to hang out with you like I hang out with person A and person B.
Exactly.
And if we're not interacting the same way, what are we doing? Maybe I need to hang out with them at a different time because I don't need to be there when you're there.
Hold on. So Candy said, I'm starting new. So I deleted all my exes and their family on social media. And I don't deal with none of my exes. I feel like, how can you start over if you still hanging around with the old? You want to address that first, August?
I mean, I understand that. It's whatever floats your boat. You're out with the old, in with the new. Like that's how some people are, and that helps you to move on. Some people are able to still be friends, like the other topics that we brought up. As long as you're not bringing up reminiscing, as long as you're
Exactly.
not flirting, as long as you're not if we can be cordial, then that's fine, but some people can't, and some people carry their heart outside of their shirt,
Yeah.
so it's not gonna work. You have to throw everything away, everything, his clothes, hit everything about him, the scent, everything. The memory, just snatch it out, throw it away. So I
Hey,
understand.
Alicia, how are you, honey? Well, now, for that comment, what I would say with that, now, when you got with this person know you didn't just drop here on the earth. You've been here for a while, so you do know other people. I won't say alienate everybody else that you know for that person, but what I will say is back to boundaries. These people have to respect the boundaries, realize that you are with somebody, and even though this is how we used to kick it back in the days, we can still be cordial. We can still say hello, whatever the case may be. But hanging out the way we used to, it just can't happen.
But some people can't do that, and I think who was that? Andrea who made that comment. And she said she's starting off new. She's throwing everybody.
Oh, Candy.
Candy, who said that. Some people, are unable to do that and have to delete everything to start over. So I understand. I don't knock it.
But two, how much of yourself are you going to give away, get rid
Right.
of? How much changing are you going to do? And then at the end, are you going to be happy with yourself when you make all these changes and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess, I mean, trying to be friends with your ex, it's hard, but I think maybe it can be done if you are not petty, if you can be mature about it, and if you can show some respect. I think that it can be done, but
Yeah.
you have to have all of that going on.
Yeah.
So being in a relationship with your ex, would you say that it's healthy?
Wait, like, do you mean like getting back in a relationship or being in a
Just
relationship?
being friends with them.
Oh, being in a relationship with your. It
Just
depends
be
on.
just being friends with your ex. You think it could be a healthy thing?
It depends on the relationship. Like you said, if we're still arguing about things, that's not healthy. I don't even need you in my life as a friend. You're a headache. You were a headache then. You're a headache now. Like, no. But if we're still helping each other build, then that's healthy.
Okay. Okay. Now that I agree. Hey Antoinette, how are you? Let me see. Candy said a lot of people don't respect the boundaries. Candy, if a person can't respect the boundaries, then you can't be around that person.
Nope.
Can't be around that person. Because if you're trying to start something new with somebody else, that person is gonna hinder you and is gonna block you from starting something new. So therefore, no, 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 you can't. And then that person, if they see that you're trying to start something new and they're still trying to come in and they're still trying to like be territorial or act as though you guys are together, you need to get rid of that person because that person doesn't respect you. Not at all. Going back to being healthy, it can be healthy and then at the same time it could be toxic because sometimes in trying to make it a good thing by just being friends, sometimes people take your kindness as a sign of weakness or they take it in the wrong way.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to be your friend, and every time I turn around you knocking on my door or you calling me, what's going on? It's over. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it can be bad.
They can't get the point.
No, so I mean, it can be healthy and it can be toxic. And the reason why I'm saying that is because you can say, you know what, it's over. I don't want to. I don't want to, be with you. So this person can act as though, you know what, I understand what you're saying. It's cool, but we can still be friends. But maybe that person isn't over it, and that person ends up trying to hurt you because they're not over the situation the same way that you're over it. Thank you, Alicia. But it happens like that. You know what I'm saying? I can be over it. You cannot be over it. And at the same time, I see you outside and you talking real nice and you talking like you got some sense. So
right.
Let's go to the movies. Let's go someplace. And then we get out someplace. Then you start acting all stupid. You know what I'm saying? So it could be healthy and it could be toxic too. But again, it depends upon the person himself.
Yeah.
Lisa says, I don't think it's ever healthy if you're in a relationship. Now, how do I put this? When I'm saying healthy and non-healthy, I'm saying maybe you can be friends, but some of the things that you guys were doing before, you can't do it.
Right.
I guess that's the best way to put it. What do you think, August?
I agree with you. I agree exactly what you just said. And also, if I'm in another relationship and a healthy one would be if you can get along with the person that I'm with and you guys have another understanding. It's different for guys because with guys may be thinking, is he still thinking about her?
Yes.
Or but it can be healthy if you guys just vibe. Look, dude, I already know I've been through that with her. That's why we're together now. But look, just do this and maybe you guys will work out. Like if the person that you're with and they get along and they giving each other advice and it's nobody's hating, nobody's trying to steal a girl back. That's a good thing. It's rare.
Very rare. Alicia says, once things are resolved with the two people, then a friendship can form. Right. I agree with that.
Right. Me too.
I definitely agree with that. Antoinette says, stay in a friend zone. Now, when you say friend zone to men don't like friend zones. I don't know.
Friend zone.
Yeah, what is that? Not me. I'm not gonna be in no friend zone. If they can stay in the friend zone, that's cool. And I give them all the much respect for that. Hold on. Alicia says, if I'm in a relationship and he isn't comfortable with me talking to my ex, then I would stop. Okay, you would stop, but you're not saying that you're gonna just stop altogether. You're gonna wait to see how he's feeling about it. What you think? What you think, August?
So I've been, and I think this is why I'm not with my ex fiance. That's the only ex that I'm not friends with. I've been in a relationship where, he was insecure and he just even my guy friends that I didn't have any type of relationship with, he didn't want me to talk to. And I cut a lot of my exes off and I didn't speak to them. But these were friends that I've had for a long time that were healthy relationships and helped me in a lot of situations. And to cut them off, it hurt them a lot. And so when we didn't work out, yeah, these guys still stayed there for me as friends, even though they were my exes. And I made a decision with myself to never allow someone to, in my situation, I felt like that person was dictating who I should and should not talk to. And I could have ruined relationships if they weren't truly a friend to me.
Wow.
And so in that aspect, I understand what she's saying, but you want to make sure you're still doing it for you. He doesn't feel comfortable. What are the reasons why you don't feel comfortable around this person?
Yes.
Because now you're ruining a friendship that, if that doesn't work out, you lost someone.
Billy says, if you're comfortable in your relationship, the ex doesn't matter. I agree. I agree. I agree. Alicia is saying, friends with benefits is what's on a man's mind. But you know what? He may be thinking about that, but you don't have to think about that. Which goes to your next comment. There's a difference between being comfortable and insecure.
Yes. Yes.
Now, what I have to say about that, if he's feeling uncomfortable and he's thinking that, okay, your ex wants to sleep with you or whatever, what is on his mind when he's dealing with his ex? Is he thinking about sleeping with his ex too? Because a lot of times, you think about it, a lot of times when people are accusing you of things and trying to push things on you, this is what they're actually doing themselves.
It's projection.
Yes.
Projection. They're projecting feelings on you.
They don't want the same thing to happen to what they don't want you to do the same thing they do.
Right.
Not saying that's the case, but that's what it is. I'm sometimes with people. And then we have this thing called the jealous game plan. Now I know you guys are saying, what in the world is a jealous game plan? I'm gonna tell you what it is. So you go out and you see your ex and he hugged up with his next boo. And you was with this guy for like 10, 15 years. So it's like really, really hard to let go of those feelings. But you got to play that game, because when you see him, you got to act as though you're happy for him. You know, only thing I do is wish you the best. I'm glad to see that you're happy. You never let that one over there see that you're upset or see that you're miserable. You know what I'm saying? I always think about that song that oh my God, the song that Beyonce sings, and she what she calls the girl is only half of me, or she could never be half of me. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I mean, when you see her, you gotta, like, you know what I'm saying, put your chest out. You got to stand up, and you got to walk. You know what I'm saying? Because you never let this person see you sweat or let them know how you feel.
Right. You shouldn't. If they shouldn't know, and that's important when it comes to remaining friends, because, and that's when it comes with, a lot of people say you have to reflect or take time off before you become friends with that person after a relationship. Because if those feelings are still there and you know that, and you're playing the jealous game,
yes,
and you're like, you know, hey, I wish you guys the best, and you're staying strong as you should, if deep down inside you feel some type of way, you should not be friends. You need to get over that feeling and then come back and try to be friends then. That's not a healthy friendship.
No, because that means that you still in love with that person. Yeah. So no, we can't be friends, because now you see me, I'm with my new girl, I'm with my new man, and you acting all funny. You want to start calling a name, talking about the way she dressed. Come on.
And you know what they say? What's that guy name again? Oh, what's that girl name? You know his name. You know his name.
Exactly. Antoinette said, I don't think men can play that game. Some men can, and some men can't.
Some men can, and I've seen it.
And then you have the other ones that they gonna see you with your new man. He's gonna become very territorial, and he gonna try to act like it's all about him. Like he's gonna really like try to feel like he hard and all this.
It's an ego.
Yes. Get over yourself, son, because it's not that serious. It is definitely not that serious. You guys, let me see if I don't have any more points, but I want to thank August for coming on my show. August, before we end this right here, is it anything that you would like to say to everybody?
Thank you for having me and tuning in to Diva-Ville. It was fun. It was great conversation.
And as far as being friends with your ex, do you recommend it or do you not recommend it?
If you can handle it, be friends. If you can't handle it, or if they can't handle it, don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't do it to yourself, because it's definitely not worth it.
Honest and real to yourself, just like you said, Aquila. You have to be real.
So if you can't, listen, back up, because I know there are a lot of people out there and they're going to see their ex. And when they see their exes, you know what they're going to do. They're going to fall right back into that same thing and get into that jealous mode. You got to let it go. You got to let it go. Okay, you guys, this is the last show for the season. I will be back in June. But while I'm out, you guys can watch the Beauty Cave. You want to tell them about that, August?
Beauty Cave, we will be back on YouTube Live at SMW Network. That is on YouTube starting April 13th. You can watch the Beauty Cave and Saturday Morning Wake Up Show starting from 11 o'clock in the morning until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Beauty Cave starts at 12:50. You don't want to miss it. Beautiful girls, beautiful women, great conversation.
I'm coming through. Okay, you guys, thank you guys very much for tuning in. I hope you guys got some good information from this conversation tonight. The show was ending, like I always say, but you guys will still see me around because it's gonna be something that I'm gonna be doing. There's always something that I'm doing. So, as I like to say every time before I end my show, my throat is going bad. I need for everybody to go to YouTube. Woo. Go to YouTube and subscribe to my station. I need for you guys to watch the show. The old shows, the new shows, watch the shows. Leave comments, good, bad, or indifferent. Leave comments. You can also you guys already know, once this is over, I go back and I answer all the comments and everything that was made. Thank you, Deirdre. Thank you. I go back and I answer all the comments. You guys can also go to demarca.bandcamp.com and order my merchandise. As you can see, wait, let me get it for. See my bottle.
I have mine. Get yours.
Girl, I use that thing religiously. You can go on for the bottles, the t-shirts, the bags. I am going to add more stuff there soon, but go there and do that. You can download the podcast. So if you don't have time to watch the show, you can listen to the show. I have some favorites in there. One of my favorite shows in there is the Empowerment of People. That's one of my favorite shows. And only other thing that I can say to you guys is thank you so very much for riding with me this season. Thank you, August, for coming on to end this show with me. I will see each and every one of you guys in June. Love you. Good night.
Good night.